turned to me and he said, Janet, would you leave me for our next man? He stabbed me here. He grabbed me and he threw me out. And I tried to stop the car them, but they wouldn't stop. And I go in the middle of the road and I stopped them and they swung over the other side. And I was there praying and crying. And I remember I had my phone on me. And I was trying to take it out of my pocket and it couldn't come out because the fingers cut off. And I said, Lord, am I gonna stay here and die?
Have you ever heard her complain about this man?
Yeah. She and him have fights all the while. And me always tell her, say, you know, report it. And she said she go to halfway 3 police station all the while. It's like she said, no, them tired for she come and so.
Always I ill treat her, always. Because sometimes she come and she cry and all of that. And we always tell her, say she should try and leave him. But every time she leave him, because I'll get house for her, move her, and then go back for her. So it's not like she don't try and move out. She move out and him still find her. Anyway, she did. Because him is a determined person.
I know Janet as a dedicated person, a person who speaks of her family. You know, she really loves her family. She cares about her companion, who she's along with her. And all of us, I don't know what really was the problem between both of them. But it was a Sunday evening when me and her was to meet to pertain to her house because she said the problem that she having in the house with him, she cannot take the problem anymore, so she got to move out.
Janet Moore is here and she's sharing one of the most extreme cases of domestic violence in Jamaica. Now, Janet, you threatened to leave him in 2003. What happened?
Because of his dirty behavior. We moved from Cartina and before we leave, I told him if I find any fault of him the same way, I'm going to move out and leave him, or he leave. And when we are at Crescent Road, he still have his dirty behavior.
After how many years was this? How many years had you known him now?
That's over 14 years.
And you just had enough?
Yeah, I couldn't bear it no more.
What did you say to him?
I told him to leave. And every day he say yes, I'm going to leave. And he's not interested, so I decided to leave. But my things are already packed already. Because when I moved to Crescent Road, I didn't pack out everything.
Now, how many times before this had he threatened to kill you and kill himself?
From we moved from March, he keeps saying it. If I leave him, going to kill me and kill himself.
Did you believe this?
Yes, because I remember I told him we're going to read it in the paper. But I told him if he kill me, he must kill himself. Because he know what took place behind. If he even report it to police, still saying if them come and arrest him and do anything, he's going to kill me.
So you plan to move from Crescent Road?
Yeah.
Because that was temporary for you anyway. You were still looking for somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
Where were you going to go?
Well, I want to go and stay with my grandmother at Stony Hill. Not my real grandmother, but when Kate Golden was a baby, she always take care of her at Carpenter Road and she moved to live at Stony Hill. So it's up there with plan to go and stay until I get somewhere.
So it was you and the 3 children?
Yeah, me and the 3 girls.
And when you told him that, did you tell him that you were actually moving that day?
No.
Tell me about that day. From you woke up that morning, what happened?
I was at Stony Hill this Sunday morning and I came down.
And this was which date?
That was the 14th of December 2003. When I came at the home, Golden I said to me, Mommy, Kevin them going to move it tonight, you know. So I turned to her and I said, well, if Kevin them going to move, I'm going to move the following day because it's only we alone going to be in the yard, especially at the back. And if anything happened to us, nobody not going here. And I leave the evening, I went to Robinson Road, that's my uncle's home, to ask my cousin to pack up the things them. And he said yes. And I came back at Crescent Road now. I had some things that I want to take up to Stony Hill, like food stuff and so forth, and I asked him to drop me up there.
Did he know the things were packed up?
Yes, he know, but he don't know what into the bag. And he said yes. And I took the things I'm in the car and And I remember Cadian came in the car and he said she must stay because he's not coming back for now. And she went back in. And we were on the way driving, but he's a person who drives fast. And he was driving, taking all
Because
the
he's
time.
a taxi man, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
He became a taxi operator when?
Right. Couple years about from 2000.
And he had bought his own car by then?
He did have his own, but that last car, it wasn't his one. Because his one they'd want to fix. And while he was there driving, all the way off the tree road going up, he was still driving slow. But I remember when he reached up to Old Stony Road, he turned off.
Was that the way to your grandmother's house?
I can drive there, but I don't use to that road.
So what did he tell you?
So
What was
I
the
asked
reason?
him why he turned on that road. He said because it is shorter. I still didn't repair it in the mind, but he was still driving slowly. And I remember he stopped at a dark part. There's no light. So I asked him, what is the problem? He said the car boiling. So when I look at the temperature, I don't see it moving. So I turned to him and said, what I don't see it moving? He said, it's boiling.
And forget him teach you about the car?
Yeah, I don't remember, so he teach me a little about driving. And he threw some water in it. And then it started again. And he stopped again. And while he stopped again, he do the same thing. And I asked him the same question. He still saying the car boiling.
What was going through your mind though? I know you're asking him the question and telling me some foolishness, but what was going through your mind?
I didn't think of anything. The only thing I said to him, if the car boiling, turn back. Don't worry, go up Stony Hill and turn and let go back home. But he still.
But when him driving slow, never coming in your mind?
Maybe I was only saying, maybe he was thinking and saying, maybe Janet going to move or leaving. And he don't get anywhere yet.
But he was thinking this.
Okay, well, maybe.
Tell me about that third stop.
Third stop now, I remember. He didn't throw any water in the car. He just opened the trunk and he come around my side. And I did have a weave in my hair and he hold on to the hair. And I said, let go off of me here. So I said, let go off of me here. He turned to me and he said, Janet, would you leave me for our next man? And I said, why you ask me that? So when I said that, he stabbed me here. And then I held on the knife. I never remember the knife sharp. And I realized that these fingers cut up and it started bleeding. I had a knapsack on this hand. And I feel when this hand did, so I got the stab here.
So you got two?
And then I was in the car because he knows I'm a person who fight him back. But this hand cut up, this one dropped and feel dead. So I couldn't do anything. So I was there sitting and he hold me in my blouse. And he grabbed me and he threw me out on the sidewalk like it's a gully going over. And I was there lying down. I don't move. And he was standing over me. And maybe he was saying that I'm dead because I'm a type of person who like to fight him back. So I don't move.
How long did he stand over you for?
A couple seconds. And then I saw when he run off and he go in the car and he go up straight the hill. And I was there lying down for a good while until I find myself drop asleep. And then I got up and I take the bag and I put my head on the bag. And I was there praying and crying. And I said, Lord, am I gonna stay here and die? And I remember I had my phone on me. And I was trying to take it out of my pocket and it couldn't come out because the fingers cut up. And I tried to scramble because I was getting weak. And I tried to stop the car, them going up. But they wouldn't stop. And I go in the middle of the road and I stopped them and they swung over the other side. And they go up the road. I remember one car tried to stop, but I couldn't walk the distance. So I went back and I lied down back again. And I was there until I dropped asleep. And then I woke up back again. And it's like somebody saying, call the police. But I said, if I call them, they're not going to come because I call 119. They don't respond to the phone. And I was there for a good while until I finally got out the phone. And I was trying to call my daughter.
Now the phone you got out with your hands cut.
And I was trying to call her, I couldn't get her. I tried to call a friend of mine and the phone was just ringing without an answer. And then I finally called 119 and I got a police. And I told him my name, I told him the Wilford Road name, I told him what happened. And he said he would send a police. And I was there and I don't see any So I asked God to keep me, that I don't drop asleep. But if I fall asleep, I won't see when they pass. And I called them again, and I got a lady, and I tell her what happened. She said she's going to send a police for me. And she said, try don't sleep, because if I sleep, I'm not going to see them. And I tried to sit up, although I'm getting weak, you know. And I saw when the car passed, but they were going down the hill fast. So I called back the number, and she said, but I sent them. I said, yes, I saw them, but tell them to turn on the light bright. That's when I see the light, I will come out. Try to scramble and come out in the road. And they turned on the light, and they came, and they stopped, and they took me up, and they put me in the car, and they took up my bags. And they took me to UC. But while I was driving, they were talking to me, and then I just stopped talking. And I remember they shake me and said, Janet, are you okay? I said, yes. I said, you're not going to die. We're going to try and save your life. We're taking you to the hospital. And they took me to UC. And at that time, I don't know anything what was going on at my home.
When you went to the hospital, what happened? Were you conscious?
Yes, because they asked me my name, and I could tell them my name. And they were there talking to me. Every time I drop asleep, they would wake me up. And then I remember I was in the theater, and the doctor said, Miss Moore, we're going to save your life, but you don't have no blood. And they said they have to give me blood. I didn't know anything until a couple of days after.
When I met Janet at the hospital, we give both moral, social, and financial support. Because she was in and out of the hospital. She couldn't attend all her youth them at the same time. So as part of the social support fund, I would go there every morning, and I would be there until all 8 o'clock.
About what time did you get to the hospital?
I think in it after 12, going on to 1 o'clock.
And what time did the incident happen?
Happened after 10.
So you were out there for approximately 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Now, 2 days after, which is about the Wednesday,
Yeah.
is when you finally came to reality.
Right.
What did you hear?
When I leave the youth intensive care, they said I was on the machine, and I was on Ward 1. And I remember a friend of mine came and he said, Janet, I know you're a strong person. And he said, your children them get chopped up, you know. And I said, by who? And he said, Levi. He said, your daughter hand gone. I said, which one? He said, Shakira. And he said, I was having the oxygen and things on me still. And he said, I don't want you to break down, your baby die. I said, no, my baby not dead. I said, yes, Janet, your baby dead. And I said, buy a star and bring it and give me. And I read it, and I say where they said the 6-year-old died. But she didn't die, she was on life support machine.
Which you learned about a week after? 5 days or so?
Yeah.
Right. But what did you hear happened to the other 2 daughters?
They said Goldiana is at KPH on her hand. She lost her right hand, and the left one was also damaged. And Kadian was at and Tat Jonah was at Children's Hospital.
What did you hear about Levi?
Well, I heard that he died a couple of days after. I heard that my friends went. After that, they couldn't find which hospital, and the family of mine couldn't find which hospital I was, because I was at intensive care, so they couldn't find me. So it's a couple of days after now when they find me, and each one tell each one where I am. And they came and they looked for me, all my friends in from Arcade, and then they went back to public and tell him, so Janet not dead. So
Who told you the story about the children?
friends and
What exactly did they say happened the night? And what happened to Levi that night?
well, they told me that he went at the home, and the guy who was there, he influenced him to come to the bar to drink. So if he's not going to the dance, and he said no, he don't feel like going out there, and he still forced him, and he went. And then they were there drinking, and nobody know when him leave. And he went by the home, and that's what my children them saying, start trap them. But Katie and if she was, if Goldiana was like Cadian, she would fight him back. Because Cadian come in just like me. And she escaped and she run to Crescent Road to the friend bar and tell them, and they rush with her to Children's Hospital. So while going on, she said to them, so what if I kill my other two sisters? So they went to the home.
How did you hear it started? Who did he start with first when he entered the house?
Goldiana. And then Cadian, and then the baby. That's that Jonah, the last one.
And what kind of injuries did they sustain?
Well, Goldiana, she lose her right hand. The left hand, it get damaged. She can hardly use it. She get a chop in her forehead and 2 in her neck back.
She couldn't really believe that she actually lost her hand. And she got through a lot of stress. Because they were trying to put on back the hand. But it took too long.
Cadian, she lost her 2 main fingers on her right hand. And she has a cut here on her neck back. And Tat Jonah, she lose one of her finger on her left hand, and the left hand damaged. And she got 3 chops in her head and 1 in her neck back from one side to the other side. And a cross on her foot.
And then what did he do?
I heard that he tried to hang himself.
On the same roof of the house you were living? And then what happened?
I heard that neighbors come and rescue him.
And took him to the hospital?
Yeah, police took him to the hospital.
And then when he heard that you all were still alive, all of you?
They said he was surprised because he was shaking his head and like he wanted to say, "You sure it's Janet not dead, Janet not dead?" Because he can't believe that I am alive.
And then he died a few days after. What did the autopsy say?
The family said it's heart attack.
But you don't feel that, you feel him get off quick, don't you?
Yeah, and
get off too light.
Well, I'm not questioning God, but him died too easy.
But you're here.
Sure.
You think God has saved you for a purpose?
Yes.
What is that purpose?
Well, maybe it's to serve him.
So you're going to church now?
Yes, I always go to church.
When we come back, we learn how Janet Moore is picking up the pieces of her life. Janet Moore is here sharing her story with us. Janet, give her a special clap. Strong woman. Very strong woman, don't you think? Going through all of that, and her children going through all of that. But Janet, when you saw your children that you had produced for the first time in the hospital, how did you react?
Well, when I went to Children's Hospital, when I left UC the same evening, I went to Children's Hospital and my big brother. And he went to, I think it was Ward 1, and he said, "That's your daughter." But because her hair was cut out and her face was swell, big. So I said, "No, she's not my child." So I was still walking and looking for her. And he still stood at the bed and he said, "She's your daughter." And I asked her, "Do you know me?" And she said, "Yes." He said, "What you must call me?" She said, "Mommy." I said, "What is my name?" She said, "Janet." And I realized she recognized me, but I didn't want to cry, let's just say, if I don't want her to break down because she was all over with things drip up on her, all over on her, getting drip on everything. And then I started to cry.
She was 6 years old at this time.
Right. And my brother took me to the other part. I asked him where's Katie, and she said they have her at party. So we went where they had the party, and we were there looking, but I don't know, she seen me before, and she ran out and she hugged me up. And that's the way again I started to cry, because she was swelling all over. And I said I want to go down to public to look for my daughter, that is Goldiana. And we went. And while I was going inside, I saw her coming with her 2 hands, and then I started to cry. I said, that is not my child. Because the way she looked, I was scared of her. But anyway, I hugged her. And I said, "You love me?" And she said, "Yes, Mommy." "Why you have to ask me that, Mommy? You know I love you already." So "You sure?" So "You love me?" And she said, "Yes." And we were there hugging each other, and I was there crying. Until one of my uncle said to me, Janet, remember me tell you from you see how she stays, and when you come here, come break down yourself. I turned to him and I said, it's my child, so I have to cry. Because this is not the way how I brought her on life.
After that, what did they tell you? The children's account now. What did they tell you?
Well, Goliana said she was sleeping and she feel like something running down in her face, and she got up. She realized that it was blood, and she saw him standing over her with a machete, and he said to him, "You're going to kill me?" And he said, "Yes. You what's in that mother the same, so me I kill her now." And he started to chop her. And she says when she went inside the bathroom and try to wash off her hand, she realized that her hand gone. And she went outside, and Cadian was the same thing.
What did Cadian tell you?
Cadian said, start chop her, and he said, "Daddy, me not do anything."
Because this was the favorite child.
Right. Him chop her. And I think she said she went under the bed and he said, must come out, and she come out and she run out.
And Tat Jonah, she didn't know anything?
She didn't know anything because we just see her lying down between the dresser and the settee. Seemed like she was lying down on her back, on her belly. I think that was how she get the last chop in her neck back.
We now take a look at these three children.
I want to be a soldier.
Really?
I wanted to become a chartered accountant. I'm doing an associate degree in the Faculty of Business Administration.
Yes, Miss Ting. My girl. Eat, eat, eat. Chicken tastes good? Oh, we can see that. You're licking your fingers. So what do you want to do? What do you want to become when you grow up?
Lawyer.
Wow. So how are you coping now?
Well, just by the grace of God, I'm going through.
You still go to the arcade now? You still had that business survived?
Yes, I
because
still.
he couldn't touch that one.
No.
Or else the people in the arcade.
Would I take him?
So you still have that business, still selling shoes?
Yeah.
And what kind of support do you get now? Any kind of support? Financial, emotional?
Like from?
From anybody at all?
Nobody.
It's just you?
Just me alone.
Any form of counseling?
No. I think Golden starts about 3 weeks now. Start to get counseling.
Any of the other children have had any counseling?
That was in early last year when they just leave the hospital, but I stopped.
Okay, why did you stop?
Because they lost a lot of time out of school, and
Okay.
I said I can't afford for them to out of school because it was after 2. From after 1 they have to reach at the children's hospital to get counseling.
But they still need this counseling now, don't you think?
Yes.
You were telling me especially...
Katie.
Right. She's a little rebellious at
Right.
home and in school.
Anywhere at all.
But she helps you out a lot. She
Yeah.
comes to the arcade with you, and I've seen her packing up the barrels and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are all of them? Are all of them helpful? They do their chores?
Yes. Main thing I want in life is a house. Because the rent is hard, and remember I can't move and run with my hands because the right hand still can't make a fist. So I have to still asking neighbors to do things for me.
Which they gladly do. I hear
Yes,
you guys need to come
sure.
and peel banana for you.
Sure.
Because none of you.
Yeah.
Tat Jonah is too small.
Right.
And none of the three of you can actually use your hands very well. But you just had your last surgery about a month and a half ago.
Right.
What did that correct?
They said they done incision to the fingers.
Yes.
But it's only can go down, but it's still up here. It cannot bend. Can't make a fist. So I'm still unable to use knife to cut anything.
But you can use a fork to eat.
Right.
Does any of the audience want to ask Janet any questions?
How do you wash?
Use washing machine sometimes, and sometimes I pay somebody to come and wash.
Okay, can you bathe yourself?
Yes, but I have to ask my children to help me.
I don't really have a question. I am just giving you a word of encouragement to press on, to fight on. I have a hand that is damaged, but mine is by gunshot, and we are fighting there. So you just pray and ask God. He have a purpose out there for us, you know, and that's why He keep us.
I was just asking, how you do it? How you move from there to here, you know? What give you that motivation to carry on and not giving up?
Well, by the grace of God, and I had a good friend. He's a police, Mr. Palmer. He was a person who encouraged me. Yeah.
What were some of the things he did for you?
Well, I remember early last year when I was just out of hospital, I was supposed to collect some money at family court, and I showed him the passport, and he was ready to sign the paper, and I told him that passport expired. But I was too honest. I said, my passport is expired, and then he took it back and he said, no, you can't get the money. And I was upset. I said, my kids are in the hospital, and I need the money to spend to buy some food. All of that, it just come and I got through 1 year. And I went down by Duke Street where they said I must get my ID. And when I step in, I see this man, and I'm about to say good afternoon. He said, hi, good afternoon. What's your name? I said, I'm Janet. Then he said, what is wrong with your hand? And from there,
I purposely did not show her or attempt to show her any sympathy, but rather concern. You know what that concern was, Susan? Where do you go from here? And she was like, and I said, look here, first thing, you are not an handicap. You are not a cripple, as what some people want you to believe. You are not. You are not, and you are going to make it through.
But she's back with you now.
Yes, that I'm glad for.
And all her children are good.
Yeah, all our children are back.
Well, we're glad to have her back anyway. And we try to tell her, say, what gone by the morning can't come good at evening. So she have to go put that behind her.
But I'm to say, tears come to my eye, but all I can do is encourage her and say, Janet, you're alive and well. Keep the faith, because God knows everything best.
It's because of the love of God why you're here today. And I'm praying for you.
I think you need to go out, like in communities, and motivate young girls, young women, teenagers, because a lot of teenagers are going through what you're going through, but it's not out in the open. Some of them keep it cover up, and some of them just live with it day by day. So I think you're a mother, and you're more than a mother, and you're a motivator, and you're a strong woman. You need to go out there and motivate those young girls that are going through what you have been through, and let them know that they don't have to be like that. They can come out and they can be a better person.
Janet, what have we learned from you today? Don't give up. Never give up hope. Thanks for coming and sharing your story with us. See you next time.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notification to see videos as soon as they're uploaded.